back for another video. My name is Josh Kasich, and today, this is my Spider-Man Far From Home non-spoiler review. So I got to see this movie on Saturday. Was it July 6th? With my dad and mom. Mostly because, with my dad, because we like watching Marvel. Mostly, my mom doesn't really like the Marvel movies, I guess. But the reason why we take her to watch Spider-Man is mostly because she really likes the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. She feels it's like the best, and I feel like I originally agree with her before when Amazing Spider-Man is. I refused to see Amazing Spider-Man in the theaters, but I end up seeing both of them anyway, eventually, and they're okay, I guess. They're definitely not as best as Raimi, I'll tell you that's for sure. But, or Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man, but I really excited when Spider-Man came to the MCU, and I really enjoyed this iteration. I think it definitely has a balance of both Peter and Spider-Man, and I don't know, I like the MCU, I like all the movies, and so I'm intrigued, and so I wanted her to, we went to see it. I saw the first Spider-Man with her, and then, obviously the second one with all three of us, so, but yeah, I really enjoyed the film. Like, I can't tell you how really good it was. The story, the characters, I mean, I definitely know it's definitely different than the comic books, but I think it's, if you think about it that way, it's the MCU's version of Spider-Man, and they're doing it really well. I think they are doing much better than Sony would ever do now after the Sam Raimi. Venom was good, don't get me wrong, but I'm telling you right now, Sony's going to find a way to mess that up. It's Sony. I see it coming. Trust me. But other than that, this movie is made by Marvel, yet Sony paid for everything, so Marvel doesn't get any money for this. All the money, the marketing goes to Sony. But I think as long as these movies keep doing well, the longer Sony gets, we're getting a bunch of money, and people are loving these stories. Let's leave it at Marvel. Well, I mean, not give it to them, but I think they keep the contract. It makes sense, because obviously they were getting nowhere. They were losing money, and now they're gaining money because these movies are doing so well. So let's Marvel create the story, but we pay for it. We get the money in return and get ka-ching. I hope they keep this route for a long time because it's doing well. I don't see why they would cancel it when it's doing so well for them. But yeah, the villain Mysterio, he's just interesting. I mean, he's definitely, right now I think MCU villains, maybe not Captain Marvel, the villains of that story were I guess Marvel villains are, in the beginning of the MCU, the villains were, let's say, kind of partial. Although basically they do continue to killing off the villains. You know, Thanos got killed, Killmonger got killed, but yet, even though they killed them, they're still intriguing. A lot of times, characters are just killed off. They don't have any intriguing. And I feel like these last few years of movies for the MCU are really the best. The villains are intriguing, interesting. They may be killed, but they're interesting. And it's really apparent in these movies of the MCU. I think Marvel has learned that, yeah, we see what you're saying. The villains aren't the best. I mean, we're trying to make the heroes seem like the best, right? But they really they're really starting to make these villains really interesting. And I say Mysterio is no different. He is really interesting, dynamic. I know it's kind of predictable, though. I mean, not predictable in a way of, oh, how is he going to... Because if you saw the trailers, obviously you felt like, oh, he's being a good guy. But then you know from the comic books that that's just a trick. That's an illusion, because he is the master of illusion. There's always two types of illusions, though. Basically, mostly Mysterio is known for... or most illusions can be equated to the tech or stuff that Mysterio has. But a lot of times, illusions can come in different ways. Illusions could be sleight of hand, which is a lot of magic tricks. It's just fast, it's things happen, you just don't see what's happening. Or you could even say putting on an act is an illusion. Because if you think about it, you are trying to pretend to be someone you're not. And you are basically giving that person a false idea of who you are. And that's kind of an illusion. You are giving an illusion, and in that way, that's why I feel like Mysterio kind of plays that both ways. And in the comic books, he is a villain. And one of the things he does is pretend to be a hero and then ends up being a bad guy. So obviously, coming into this movie, you obviously know, okay, there has to be something wrong with Mysterio. There's no way he's a good guy. There has to be something evil about him. What he really is, or how he actually is evil, or what he is actually not predictable. It is an interesting twist, and basically, who he's actually connected to, where he comes from, the people he's that he might be working with. It's really interesting. It's a twist, and you can't predict it. You can predict that he's going to be evil. Like, you should know that. I mean, maybe the casual fan might not know that, but I think people should know enough. People talk about it all the time. People, when they see the trailers, a bunch of people talk about that, wait, there's no way he's a good guy. This is a trick. People have been saying that ever since the trailer came out. If you don't know by the time of this movie came out that you don't know that he's going to be a villain, I really don't know how to say it, because, then, in that way, I guess it's more of a twist for you. I guess in that way, what? He's actually a villain? Well, then it's more impactful, I guess. It's still impactful, don't get me wrong. But, I'm just saying, what I mean that basically, I feel like you should know that going in. Okay? Just saying. So, I don't really count that as a spoiler, because I think that's obvious. But yeah, like I said, the Mysterio, interesting. The friendships that Spider-Man had were they were intriguing. This movie is a bunch of twists, and it doesn't get tiring. It's really interesting, and you guys need to stay for the post-credit scenes. Man, are those interesting! I feel like it's so weird. Like, basically, you have a really good movie, and sometimes the post-credit scenes are just there to give light to other movies, or to show you what's next and stuff. But, it feels like, oh, you have awesome movie, it's beautiful, and then it comes to the post-credit scene, they go from, wow, I am very surprised, to, all up here, what? What just happened? What the heck? That was the post-credit scene and mid-credit scene are brilliant. Okay, I am telling you need to stay for them. I mean, you should always stay for a Marvel movie, but the Marvel movies post-credit scenes. But this was brilliant, okay? So I really enjoyed this movie, and I can't really say much about it because it's an spoiler. I think I said enough. And guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please like. And if you're new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified from my next upload. My YouTube channel website link is down in the description. It has all my videos plus some blogs of here, things that I like. So you can have access to pretty much everything. Of course, you could also go to my channel too. But I think it's I don't know. When I'm always looking through a channel, it's hard to get everything because you have a bunch of playlists, a bunch of stuff. You have to find things. I feel like my website it's much more organized than the actual YouTube channel thing. So, of course, you could also go to my website, click the link there as well. My YouTube channel page link is also down on there as well, which you don't necessarily need to click on that because obviously you just go to YouTube. But like I said, if you want to find my videos, easier to see, it's much more organized and you could really see them all. Alright? Yeah. Well, guys, thank you. Goodbye.